Well, I hate to say it, but Social Security recipients could be in trouble as a result of tariffs, inflation, and the cost of living adjustment for 2026. Today, I want to explain what's going on, and it prompted me because of this report right here. This article from Yahoo News says Social Security's 2026 cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is shaping up to be a lose-lose scenario for retirees. Okay, now why is it a lose-lose scenario for retirees? Well, there's a few reasons why. Inflation, the cost of living adjustment, and obviously tariffs. Those are going to play a major role here. But here's what's happening, okay? On October 15th, we are expected to see the cost of living adjustment announced for Social Security recipients for 2026. That's what everybody's waiting on. It's every year it happens. This is what people are waiting for. Here's the problem. President Trump is pushing tariffs. Now, could tariffs be a great thing for the country? Yes, but it's going to be painful for a short while before things get better. I've been saying this for the past several months, that things will get worse before they ultimately get better. But here's what's happening, and this is why many retirees should be concerned. It's because of when the tariffs are taking effect. First, President Trump was saying tariffs were going to go into effect on April 2nd. It didn't happen. Okay? We didn't see tariffs go into effect. There was a 90-day pause. So on July 8th or 9th, that's when we saw tariffs were going to go into effect. Well, that day came and it got pushed back to August 1st. That was yesterday. We didn't see tariffs take effect on August 1st. Instead, President Trump said, nope, tariffs are going to take effect on August 8th, which means we still have about a week. Now, here's the problem. This is why Social Security recipients will likely get screwed. The way the cost of living adjustment is calculated is based off the third quarter of the previous year. So, for 2026, the cost of living adjustment is calculated based off our inflation numbers for July, August, and September. This is why on October 15th, when the next CPI report comes out, this is when we are supposed to know the numbers, right? Here's the problem. Because of when tariffs are going to take effect on August 8th, which is in about a week, we are likely going to see prices increase in September and October. Okay? Not in August. Just because we see tariffs take effect on August 8th doesn't mean that's when all the prices are going to start, or the revenue is going to start to accrue. No. Because all these companies have been purchasing products for some time. They purchased a lot of inventory ahead of the August 1st deadline, but then it got pushed back. The expectation is many of these retailers have purchased 1, 2, 3 months of inventory just to be prepared. Just have all this inventory in the United States so they didn't have to pay whatever the tariff may be. Okay? Here's the problem. If the tariffs go into effect on August 8th, we are likely to see prices increase in September and October. Which means, if it happens in September and October, you only get a small little portion of the increase in prices. Okay? But the increase is going to go for October, November, December, January, February, March, and continue to go. That's when the American people are likely going to suffer. Because, especially those retirees that see a cost of living adjustment, which is expected to be between 2.5 to 2.7%, if it is that, but yet we have inflation at 3.2, 3.8, 4%, whatever it may be, well, that's where you're getting screwed. Your cost of living adjustment was locked in when prices were still fairly low, but now things are a little bit more expensive. That's part of the problem. Now, I do want to read a few of these things to you. A lot of people are asking, well, how much is my Social Security check going to be? Well, look at this right here. Hey, just to give you an idea, it says right here, Social Security's 2026 cost of living adjustment is on pace to make history. The only reason why it's on pace to make history is because this could be the 5th year in a row where we see a cost of living adjustment of 2.5% or higher. Look at this right here. It says the tables have turned dramatically in recent years thanks to the COVID pandemic and a surge in fiscal stimulus. A rapid increase in U.S. money supply sent the prevailing rate of inflation notably higher, which in turn produced its respective COLAs of 5.9% in 2022, 8.7% in 23, 3.2 in 24, 2.5 in 25. All four of these cost of living adjustments are above the 2.3 average annual raise since 2010. According to the Senior Citizens League, they're projecting a 2.6% bump, yet we got independent Social Security and Medicare policy analyst Mary Johnson is looking for Social Security's cost of living adjustment to come in at 2.7% in 2026. So right there, we are expecting to see higher numbers. Now, as far as how much you're going to get, well, it depends on how much you get on a monthly basis. But it says right here, keeping in mind that numerous variables can alter these forecasts, including President Trump's tariffs and trade policy, retired worker beneficiaries could be looking at a monthly payout boost ranging from $52 to $58 in $52 to $54 in 2026. In comparison, the average worker with disabilities is on track for a monthly increase of $41 to $43, while the average survivor beneficiary can see their check climb by $41 to $42 per month in the upcoming year based on estimates. So that is what we're expecting as of right now. Again, the issue comes if we see inflation towards the end of the year and leading into 2026, but it's not factored into the cost of living adjustment, which means we don't see it in July, we don't see it in August, don't see it in September. Again, are we going to see increases or are we going to see inflation as a result of additional spending in July? My guess is yes, it's going to be small, but my guess is many retailers were already purchasing inventory from their suppliers in July. So that's going to have a little bit of an impact, but the biggest impact is likely to come in September once we start to see a lot of these increases are priced in these retail stores. So once we get more information on that, I promise I'll bring you all latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. Again, a lot of questions surrounding tariffs, inflation, Social Security, and everything in between. So once we get some updates, I promise I will bring them to you as soon as possible. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.